Hi, Irene here. Thanks for stopping by my channel. I have a single page layout for you today. I only have 3 little photos from a comedy show that my sister and I went to go see in the city here just recently. So I didn't have any great pictures. This is a picture of the sign from the front, picture of her and I. And unfortunately, I did not get a copy, or excuse me, a picture of the comedian up on stage. But they did have this just displayed prior to the show. So I got a picture of that. And so these are the 3 that I am going to be scrapbooking. I'm going to be bringing in the new Nature Walk paper. It is a very green, blue, teal color scheme. We've got a lot of dark Secret Sea. We've got some more medium tones, a lot of teal like Pretty Peacock, Old Olive, Mossy Meadow. Got the papers turned back and forth. But what I was thinking is I really like this one here on top, this script paper. And I'm really liking this one here with all the different tones in it. You know, we've got, like I said, the Old Olive, and we've got some Pretty Peacock, and really like that. And what I was thinking, I wanted to kind of go with a little bit of a mixed media kind of theme. Really like mixed media, and I'm just trying to get into it and learn it and understand it. So what I was thinking is I'm going to have just this single piece here in the background, and then I want to take this script paper and maybe tear it to give it some texture. And I was thinking going something like about 2/3 of the way down, and then my photos something along this line. And what I wanted to bring in is this new Gears and Textures die. It is a bundle. You can get the stamp set and the dies. I have the dies, and I just love all these, you know, the wheels and the chains. I don't have a lot of opportunity to do a whole lot of masculine layouts, so I figured it was, you know, in this dark comedy club, very rustic, male comedian. I thought that this gave me a good opportunity to use it. Plus, I really like this little light bulb feature here. And that's really was the main reason why I wanted to use that. So I'm going to incorporate this like a cluster of dangling light bulbs along with my, within my clusters. So I'm going to tear this one down really quick. Like I said, I wanted to do that as a torn piece. So let me go do that real quick and I'll be right back. So I tore down that paper, and if you use paper that has script on it, you need to be mindful of the direction of the font. So this one is a little bit legible. You can read some of the words, so I could tell that I am going in the right direction. My words are not upside down. I cut a piece that was probably a little bit bigger than 2 inches and then tore it, maybe 2 1/4. And then I just inked up this edge here with some pecan pie. And I really like, I don't know, I think inking up the edges almost made it look like these were 2 different papers. I don't know why, you know, optic illusion, whatever, but that's what it kind of looked like to me. So I'm thinking, like I said, this one here, these ones are just going to come over here on the side. I have no problem covering up some of the stuff. I can even tuck this one under, something like that. So let's see. I think I like it. Well, I like it like that. So just kind of bringing in not only the colors, you know, like I said, this is kind of a grungy feeling layout to me. My sister's got a lot of greens. I've got these, you know, kind of creamy off whites. So I thought those would work really well. And really, we're pretty much at embellishing already. Got a bunch of little things cut out. I've already created my title, or excuse me, my journaling, which, you know, I sometimes have a problem getting that done ahead of time, but I made sure I had that done so I could complete this layout. I'm thinking somewhere something like that. The title is going to be simple. I just did a print and cut on my Cricut. I use the hex codes so I can get colors as close as I can to the Stampin' Up! Colors. And you can just Google hex codes for, you know, like I do for Stampin' Up! So hex codes, Stampin' Up! This was Mossy Meadow, and then I also did it for Very Vanilla, which is the color of that background where my journaling is on. And that is that. And I was just going to lay that one here up on top. I might bring this in a little tighter. Something along those lines. And then I have, I brought in some of this Earthen tone metallic paper. It's kind of coppery. Really like that. And I was thinking, these are all from that Gears and Textures dies. So these ones I was going to stack like this and just use those to, see if I can scooch those in here, build up this piece of paper that I tore. So I'm going to do that on both sides. I could cut it down. Might be able to use just one for both, but I did cut out two. I'm going to run it, you know, right on top of that paper. And then I'm thinking I want to run this Earthen metallic right below it, just so that it has these, you know, additional layers. And then I just cut out a bunch of the cogs and the wheels, and did a couple different techniques to texture them up. Erin had done really cute or really cool technique by just using the embossing, you know, your Versamark, tapping it onto this paper, and then just heat embossing it, sprinkling it with, I did gold embossing powder, and then just heat embossing it so that you have this really pretty cool texture. So I think I have a few more in here as well. Just lost one right off my table. There we go. Got a couple more. This one I did really lightly, so it has a different effect, where this one I pressed much more into my my Versamark pad. And then some of these other ones, let me bring this one in, it's easier to see. You should hopefully be able to see the gold. And what I did was I brought in, this is just a Distress Spritz. The color is Fossilized Amber. It's a Tim Holtz product. You have to give it a really good shake. You can hear it's got a little marble in there, but you shake it so that everything gets really well incorporated. It does a very, very fine mist. So it has a lot more coverage than it does, or it has a different coverage, I should say, than the when you're doing it with the embossing powder. So I was just going to build up my clusters. I did some that had no embossing or gold on them, and then I just thought I'd just, you know, go back and forth and just add some cogs here and there. I'm going to bring 3 light bulbs down. That is a definite. And what I did was I cut the light bulbs out of gold metallic paper, and then I just cut the bottom part out of vellum. You can see a little bit where I put the glue, but I'm okay with that. So I'm just thinking I'm going to use this little bit of gold twine I have left, and I'm going to use that to string it. So I'm going to just string them all the way up to the top. Not exactly sure how I'm going to place them, but I'm definitely going to run them over the top, and just so. I don't know, that I just thought they kind of look like a microphone to me. I know they're lights, but they kind of look like how a microphone in some of the older shows would drop down from above. That's just, you know, my crazy mind. These, I took a few of these embossed or spritzed cogs, and I brought in some of the pecan pie and some mossy meadow onto the green ones, just to kind of grunge them up a bit, give them a little bit more color. And then I thought I'd bring probably a few more down along this side, and which add in, I like these kind of coppery ones. Those are pretty cool. Let's see what we got. Let's bring in maybe one of these. I'm not liking that. Maybe one of these cogs, and we'll swap this out for a different one. Just something simple. Yeah. Just something like that. And maybe we could even bring one or two down here. Just to have a, that one I stamped. I tried to punch the middle out of it and was totally off. So let's see what else we got here. Okay, let's bring in, let's see if we have something that has no, how about just a brown one? Don't want to cover up my journaling. Maybe tuck it underneath. Something like that. Let's see if we have, this one's a medium up. Oh, so this one, oh, I thought some of them actually I noticed. I want to say you could nestle them in. They don't come that way, but they work that way. So let me tuck a couple just down, maybe here. Let's see if I like that. Move that one out of the way. Sometimes it's hard to envision them when they're all popped up the way they are. But so I'm thinking something like that would work really well. I think I'm gonna need to play with this just for a little bit, but I'm really happy. Super simple, super quick. This is working for me. I know it's not huge mixed media, but it's, you know, baby steps. So let me just adhere some of this down. It's going to take me just a bit. I'm going to be gluing these down. So I'll glue the green to the brown. And I recently, let me see if I have it. Oh, I recently saw a video on YouTube, and I can't exactly remember her name. I will link it down below. JB something like that. So she had a tip where you take your silicone basting brushes, cut them off, and then put some glue onto, you know, whatever piece of paper, and then you can just dab it in, and then for things like this, which are so hard to glue, you just glue them all, you know, tap it down, and then you can adhere it. So I'm going to be doing that. I will show you one of them, and I will grab her name at the same time, so in case you want to check her out. I've got everything mostly adhered down. Let me show you this little trick that I was talking about. And the lady's channel that had this hack is NB Cards. So check her out. Pretty cool, I thought. So all you do is this is a little silicone mat. I squeezed down some of my Barely Art glue, and I'm just using this cut off silicone basting brush, just tapping it in, and then I'm just going to tap it over the top. I got these basting brushes on Amazon, rather inexpensive. You get two, I can't quote me, but you know, $4 or $5, something like that. I will find them and then link them down below as well. But it gets a little glue to the front. You can just wipe it off. Just don't over glue like I just did, but it wipes off. So, and if you use the Barely Art glue, that dries. The green glue, this mono glue, I think it's called mono glue. I'm not a fan of it. This mono glue does not dry. It stays tacky, so if you get it to the front, it will always be sticky. I have not figured out how to use it, so it's sitting there in the corner being punished. So, yeah, so that it makes it super easy instead of trying to get all those little tiny dots there on the back. By the time you get done, it would be dry and you'd have to start all over. So just going to use a little glue and let's see, slide it. I left my corners up, so I'm hoping I can slide it in as far as I need to. If not, I'll just trim it off. And I'm just going to line it up here, right up to the edge of the other piece. And I'll leave it like that. I'm going to flip it over and trim it. My light bulbs, I'm really happy where they came out. I popped them up on some dimensionals, some foam dots, strung, and then I used the foam dot on the back to secure the cord, added some glue so that it would hold down really well and I wouldn't lose my string coming out. And then I just came here on the back, you can't see it really, but I just flipped it over. I just ran some tape runner, flipped it over, and then, you know, pulled them straight. Didn't pull them super tight, just slightly taut so that it doesn't bend my paper. And then I just took another piece of cardstock and ran a little more tape runner on it and then put the cardstock on top just to secure the string, that it's not going to come off. So I'm gonna grab my scissors and just trim this off here from the back. It makes it easier for me. At least I thought it did. There we go. So, and super cool trick, I thought, especially for all those fiddly little like snowflakes and definitely these gears. Got a couple more I just want to add in that empty space. And pop these in. Something like that. You know, I always have perfect placement when I do it, and then I have to come back and say, that's not what I was looking for. So I think that's going to be fine. I've been trying to use the spokes in these cogs, and I line it up along the mat of my photo. I matted all my photos. My photos are all different sizes. I printed these off while I was away on vacation at Walgreens, and I couldn't print them on my little printer that I have at home, so I just trimmed them down once I got them, so they're all a little different sized. So, but I just tried to take those little lines of the cogs, or whatever, the spokes of the cogs, and then kind of hide those mats. So I thought that worked out pretty well. I didn't want to see all that white coming through, so that's what I'm doing right here as well. I'm going to just hold it down for a second, get it super secure so that it doesn't come up. That one doesn't want, there you go. Seems like it's sticking now. But super fast little one-page layout using, you know, some mixed media techniques. Brought in some of that copper or earthen metallic chain and popped it behind there. I had a little bit extra. I thought that looked good. And then I just had my few embellishment clusters and my title. Super simple, super quick. Should give mixed media a try. It's pretty simple. I mean, I think, you know, you definitely can do more and more and more, but I'm happy with the way it came out. So if you enjoyed my video, if you wouldn't mind giving it a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. It definitely does help my channel. I will leave everything that I used down below in the description box. I'll try to remember to just link those little silicone basting brushes, but I'm sure you can get those at like Dollar Tree or Dollar Store or something super cheap. So hope you had a great day, and I will see you again next week on YouTube. Bye-bye.